Since I'm going to cut all this out. Live streamer only content. Stream chats only. You get to see me adjusting my hairs.
Oh, no.
Ooh. Ooh, the goatee looks good on him. Is that from when he did, oh, shit. What the fuck is the name of that movie that he did?
The Rundown.
That wasn't what I was thinking, but...
the
Pacifier. The one... No. Was he the pacifier?
Escape from which mountain?
No, the one that's the sequel to Be Cool. I always forget the name.
Be Cool?
You ever seen that movie? That's such a good movie.
No, I haven't, but I hear he was really good.
He plays an actor or something, like a male stripper that becomes an actor or something like that. I can't remember. Something like that.
Jones, Ice Cream says G.I. Joe Retribution?
That is not the one. Anyway. Hey. Welcome to Suplex Friends. Brother. Sister. Everyone. My name is Dylan Hecht. I'll be one of your hosts tonight. One of the other hosts, yeah, I'm already doing great, will be John Carson.
Hi.
Do
I need more energy for this?
I mean, you could just be you, man. Do you.
Let's go, brother.
There we go. And Matt should have given you like a nickname or something. Maybe that would have helped. About Phil the Hearthstone Hero Kohler. How's that?
That's the worst gimmick. That's the worst gimmick in the world.
I love card games.
I play Onyxia.
You're welcome. That's the worst gimmick, is saying you're welcome a lot. Anyway, we're here with a little wrestling podcast type thing. I think doing something a little different than normal Stream Friends content, giving this a shot since all we want to do is talk about pro wrestling on streams anyway, or at least I do. I don't know about everyone else.
That's basically all we do all the time, yeah.
Yeah, so we might as well just like have a show where the whole point of it is just to talk wrestling. So that's what we're gonna do. So I figure we'll do this like once a month-ish, kind of right before there's a pay-per-view. Also, there's a pay-per-view this Sunday.
I think is usually the
good time.
Usually what you're suggesting, right?
Yeah, I think so. And so with Elimination Chamber, the first WWE Network exclusive pay-per-view coming up on Sunday, I figured we'll do a little talk today. But we're actually going to start off not talking about WWE at all. We're going to talk about, well, we are going to talk about WWE, but we're going to talk about the cooler, hipper version for the kids, Slam City.
Oh, Slam City.
Yeah.
Slam City, yeah.
Did you know in that John Cena is a car mechanic and he puts spinners on cars, spinner wheels.
CM Punk sells ice cream.
Does he really?
I think so.
I know Batista is a barista. I remember that. And I'm pretty sure that's a thing that happened. I can't remember now, but I remember. I've only watched like 2 episodes. Anyway, we're not talking about Slam City, actually. Sorry, John. I know it's your favorite.
Oh.
We're going to talk about NXT TakeOver: Unstoppable, which was the most recent NXT pay-per-view as well. We call those special events. What do they call it? I mean, because live powerhouse events.
Pay-per-view 2-hour specials.
Yeah. So it's really cool. Actually, I watched it live. Oh, there's your picture. This I like. Okay, so you guys look both so upset. It's like you just watch an episode of like Slam City or something.
Did you ever see the one where Sheamus was an usher at a movie theater and had to fight Brock Lesnar?
What?
In different movies? Yeah. It's great.
Oh
I think it was Sheamus.
That's great. That's great. They should have just done that at WrestleMania.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right. So NXT TakeOver Unstoppable. Phil, you just watched it. What did you think?
Yeah.
Tell me what you thought.
It was so good.
It was really good. It was super good.
Here's the thing that freaks me out about these NXT special events is every single one they've done so far has been fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they've had a bad one. Like not even a mediocre one. They've all been really good.
I want to say Rival is pretty mediocre, except for the the last match.
Sure, I maybe.
Okay.
But I just like I feel like I'm just waiting for them to have one that's not good.
Yeah.
Well, aren't they supposed to be doing the monthly soon? Like, I feel like that's when it's going to happen.
So there was a back and forth. There was a while for a while they were saying we're going to do a monthly, and then they were like, oh, that was a miscommunication. We're going to keep doing whatever they're doing now, which is every like 3 months or so.
Yeah.
Quarterly.
Which I think is probably a better idea. Like, I think that's part of the reason that they're able to do so well.
Yeah, it gives them some time to breathe.
Yeah, it's funny too, because as we're talking about that, we're at a point where WWE proper is doing 3 major events in 6 weeks, one every 2 weeks, and there's a rumor going around now. I don't know if you guys saw this, but there's a rumor that like some people backstage at WWE like are saying they prefer doing it that way.
2 weeks in between storylines? Jeez.
Yeah, because it makes it easier for them on TV, because they just do like setup, go home show, and they don't have to try and make it work over a month. So it's like,
yeah,
they're
that
completely.
makes sense.
Actually, yeah. Yeah.
It means like each event is going to be so much less good, I feel like, in the long term.
Yeah, I think. Well, we're already getting off track, but what WWE proper does not need is more fucking events. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to that. Umbriella says NXT booking philosophy of let's utilize our best talents in non-terrible fashion. IDK seems surprisingly canny.
Yeah, which is WWE's a little bit more used to, like, surprisingly carny, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
So I guess
yeah.
My idea for the NXT show is I think we'll just run down match by match. Does that sound pretty good?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So we'll start out with Finn Balor and Tyler Breeze. #1 contendership match for the NXT Championship. Was supposed to have Hideo Itami in it, and then they had like the weirdest video beforehand of like they tried to make it was like a fan, but it totally wasn't.
Yeah, no, I mean it was silly, it was goofy, but I kind of dug it. So like again, this is just another thing where like and maybe this is just me like drinking the Kool-Aid too much on NXT, but it felt like the kind of thing where they use like a simple, effective little storyline to get Hideo Itami out of the match because he had an injury, and it's a storyline that opens it up to future stuff. Like, there's question of like who actually attacked him. Was it Kevin Owens? Maybe it was Finn Balor? Maybe that's where the storyline goes from here.
They tried to play it off in I guess you probably didn't watch the pre-show.
Yeah, I mean, I just saw the what they showed during the show itself.
In the pre-show, they definitely like planted the idea that it was probably Kevin Owens that did it.
Yeah, but it's still unclear.
It is definitely unclear. They could go any way they want.
There's room for them to go in multiple directions. What I'm saying is, it's a clever way to write him off the show and then also leave threads open for future storylines. Whereas you have WWE doing stuff like the arrest storyline this week on Raw, which is just like, that doesn't do anything.
That was weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I just, again, to me, like, it was goofy, but it was goofy in a way that I think works well for wrestling.
Yeah.
Which WWE proper doesn't pull off enough lately.
No. And then, I guess, still, like, pre-match, Tyler Breeze's entrance is way... I like the, like, new...
It's
like,
always good.
It's good, and then they had, like, the models, and I guess, my roommate was telling me the whole, like, he was periscoping the whole time
beforehand that he was on Periscope on his way down.
So that was really funny and like perfect for that character. Great entrance.
And I mean, like the Balor entrance.
I mean,
whenever
it's perfect.
He does the makeup, it's always like that's just such an incredible entrance. Like that is something that like I feel like I could show to anybody who's like, what is it that you like about wrestling? And they would just get it and be like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Well, it's funny because I went when we before WrestleMania weekend went to the NXT show in San Jose, and I had a friend with me who probably hadn't seen wrestling since like Attitude Era, I'd say. And he, the whole time he was having like a good time. He wasn't having a bad time. He was enjoying himself and all that. And then it came to the main event, and Finn Balor did his full entrance with the makeup and everything. And he like turned to me and he's like, "Oh, now I get it. this is why you like, this is it. I was like, yeah, this is what makes this awesome. Because we had like 5,000 people were like cheering at the same time for his awesome thing, and they had the spotlights going on him when the music hit. It was perfect. That's always a good entrance. Yeah,
and it is something that like the more that I watch it, the more that I am convinced that like stuff like this works in NXT in a way that I don't know if it would in a proper WWE like stadium, you know?
Some of those, yeah. Finn Balor's I think would work.
The NXT fans are such a hardcore group, and they're there for every taping, so I mean, they're not going town to town and getting different reactions from different towns.
Although they will be, apparently.
They will be.
Yeah.
But also, I think at first those hardcore fans are still going to go to those shows.
Yeah.
Andrew Swan in the chat, Obi-Swan Kenobi says, I would love for the WWE to lean way further into the sci-fi fantasy stuff again, like early Undertaker demon level shit with dudes like Finn or Stardust. I absolutely think that's where they're going with Finn. I mean, if you listen to the announcers, like, yeah, that's what they're saying is like, oh, every time he comes out with the makeup on, he's possessed. He's got the demon inside him, and that's also why I think, you know, at some point, Finn Balor as a heel is going to make perfect sense, and it's going to be fucking awesome.
Oh, he's going to wreck some shit.
Yeah,
he's going to be the best.
He's going to be great as Kane's son, I think. Like
Bray Wyatt's brother.
The Demon Finn.
Oh, Dylan, don't give Vince ideas. He's listening.
Yeah. Let's do it, damn it! I like it. Put him on with Glenn. It'll be great. So you want to talk about the actual match?
Drew Rob brings up the Eye of Balor that he has on his back.
That was cool. Man, that was awesome.
So cool. Anyways, yeah, we should talk about the match because the match itself is really good.
It's so good. Both those guys, I just love this like NXT style where these guys can like actually do cool stuff. I mean, it's probably the reason a lot of those guys are getting the snot kicked out of them and getting injured constantly. But
everyone's breaking their shoulders.
Yeah. But it was a very good match.
The thing that I like about it, the thing that I respect about a lot of these NXT matches is you get matches where which I think this opening match was the perfect example of, where Tyler Breeze lost, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he comes off looking poorly for it.
No, they both looked awesome.
He comes off looking like a heel, certainly, like especially when he throws that tantrum in the ring, which was incredible.
Yeah. I loved that. That was like the perfect way to show that like he's just like a stuck-up like jerk, basically.
But he still also looks very talented and good. Like he still looks like somebody who you're like, oh yeah, no, this guy deserves to be in the running for #1 contender, if not #1 contender.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, I think we're gonna keep making this comparison between main roster and NXT, but it's like the opposite of what they're doing with Seth Rollins, where they're like purposely like they're doing the same kind of like heel tactics, but they just make him look weak, like he can't win a fight without Kane or anyone there, kind of thing.
For a little while, there was like they had Rollins actually winning matches, but not.
Yeah,
they've kind of moved away from that, and it's a bummer. Obi-Wan Kenobi says NXT is masterful at putting over both people in a match. Exactly, yeah.
Yep.
And I mean, I think you want the heel doing heel shit. Like you want the bad guy doing stuff that makes it clear that he's a bad guy, but you also like you want them to believe. You want to believe like the WWE champion is a credible champion, you know?
Yeah. So, but good match, like great match from both those guys. They're just killing it. I'm really worried about Tyler Breeze, like eventually moving up. Like, what is going to happen there? Like, he's just going to be like Fandango, right? Like, that has to be what's happening.
That's exactly what when I say
right?
There's a lot of stuff with NXT that I'm just like, I don't know how that will work, or if it can work in the proper WWE setting, and Tyler Breeze is the perfect example of that. Absolutely.
Maybe they could pull like. They just make him like.
Jude says Adam Rose status.
Yeah, they have to like play him like Dashing Cody Rhodes instead of like Fandango. Is how that has to work, and I don't know if they could do that anymore because it's like built in to like follow the same storyline where something happens to his face and he has to wear a mask because he's hideous or whatever. right? Like that has like then he could just turn into like Doctor Doom and it'll be great.
Do you ever think about like when they bring a lot of these characters to the main roster and they have to repeat their entire arc again? Like it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like Breeze comes out, he's a model, he's vicious when someone messes up his hair, and then he evolves again. Like that's weird to kind of see that twice on the same product.
Yeah, but is it the same product anymore? That's the weird thing, is it kind of isn't, you know? Like, you have to already have the WWE Network. Well, I guess it's not true, because you can watch it on Hulu still, right?
Yeah, you can.
I don't know if you can.
I don't know.
You can.
Oh, okay. Okay, but yeah, it's like, you have to already be committed more than just already having cable, I guess.
Mm.
So, I don't...
Now they could say, like, hey, get the network, go check out all, like, 100 episodes of the new NXT and see this superstars rise through the ranks.
They should put the old NXT on.
Team Shoot is making a joke about Vince saying about Tyler Breeze, get him a cameo on Zoolander 2, damn it. But actually, that's a really good idea. That's actually
yeah.
Reddit's been all about that.
That's going to be the best. So. It's going to be the best WWE film ever, I think, when that comes out.
Oh, not Sheamus being in Ninja Turtles 2?
Getter404 is asking if NXT on Hulu is gated behind Hulu Plus.
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
That was the reason why I got Hulu Plus in the first place.
Yep. But we will get to talking about WWE on Hulu later on. But I guess we'll move on. Next match was Bayley and Charlotte against Dana Brooke and Emma. And I actually was not able to watch this match. What were we doing? I think I was getting pizza or something. But my only comment is Dana Brooke fell off the ring at NXT in San Jose, and I thought that was really like it was like because she didn't get bumped or anything. She just was like jumping up and down and cheering, and then just like missed, and it was like the whole crowd was like oof when that happened. But
you should totally go back and watch this match. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
The only bummer about the whole match is just like that Charlotte is there. Like
really?
The sense of,
why is that a
bummer? Not the sense of no. Charlotte should be there. She's incredible, and she puts on a good match as always. It's just the like you can tell that she's already been NXT Women's Champion for so long, and now she's in this weird random tag match where it doesn't feel like she belongs, and it's just kind of like she's done as much as she can at NXT, and I don't think they have anything left for her. It seems like they're just kind of treading water with her until they call her up. Which I'm glad she's here. It was an awesome match, and also I love her interactions with Bayley in general. Like they're just really good.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen much of Dana Brooke, and I'm surprised. I didn't know Emma was back on NXT either. I guess she wasn't doing anything on the main roster.
Yeah, and they're doing a really cool thing with her where she's like a sort of heel now and getting more heely by the week. Team Cheat says waifu and Flair's daughter versus WWE diva and evil Ryu. Basically correct.
Yeah, it seems right.
But there was even there was even a chant during the match where people just started chanting like evil Emma, I think.
Evil Emma. That was such a great chant.
It's pretty good. It was a good chant.
That's good. I like that.
She's all right as a heel.
Does she still do the dance?
Kind of.
All right.
I didn't really watch too much of that match, so I don't know.
Okay. Let's see. Moving on. Ugh. That's like my description of this next match.
Let me guess. Rhino against Baron Corbin.
Yes. Yep. Baron Snorbin.
You know what? It's better than I thought it would be. Because Baron Corbin's been a fucking snooze fest for months.
Terrible.
Yeah, it was alright.
It was alright.
You know what?
Because Rhino carried that shit.
Because Rhino is a fucking master. He knows how to do good matches, thank God. And he is still massive.
This is why it was smart bringing him in for this. Is they, NXT recognized that Corbin needs somebody who can really help carry him.
Right.
Yeah. And they gave him that.
Yeah.
Show him how a big guy's supposed to work. It was almost like when Daniel Bryan fought Roman Reigns a couple months ago.
Like, yeah,
Like,
this
one
is
of
how
them
you
was
do a main
obviously
event.
carrying the match, and the other one was learning the entire time.
Yeah. It's... I will do another San Jose recap was... This is really messed up, is the fans were, like, not having Baron Corbin at all during his match with Rhino there. Is they were chanting, like...
This is kind of how it was here. There's a lot of chance of, like, Corbin sucks and everything.
Oh, no, it went way further in San Jose. It was like, you can't wrestle, you suck, blah, blah, blah. And then my favorite was people started chanting, please retire, to Corbin. And that, I mean, that's like the ultimate burn, like in developmental. It's like, nah, just come on.
In developmental, and specifically in a match with like an old dude.
Yeah, yeah, it was, but Rhino looks so big now too. He's still huge. How many steroids is he on? Right, like something.
Dude just got a lot of muscle.
Man, he
so much muscle.
Put back on that picture of Rock like eating all those pancakes, because he's got to eat like at least like 10 times as many pancakes as that to get as huge as he's getting. Corbin could learn a thing or two on that front too. Get those giant arms like Rhino has.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Corbin's interesting because I do genuinely feel like he's got potential, but he is certainly of the people that they are trying to push in NXT. Mm-hmm. He is one who really, you can see the fact that it's developmental.
Yeah,
looking at that this is like a developmental group.
That's why I can't be too hard on him because they're all. I mean, it's all learning still, but like, and I hate to sound like that guy, like Vince, basically, but he didn't have the look. You know what I mean? He doesn't look like a pro wrestler.
He has some of the look.
He has the tattoos.
He looks like a dude I went to college with.
Yeah, he just looks like he's like real sad all the time. With like the reaction.
He really does.
He's just like real bummed out. He looks like he's bummed out.
Shaded Fox and Andrew Swan are talking about. Shaded Fox says, "I think the Full Sail crowd is kind of starting to get up its own ass. It's not great."
Yeah, welcome to wrestling crowds.
Yeah.
Welcome to Smarks.
Lower the crowd mix. I'm okay with it. I like the energy from the crowd.
Oh, they're always hype, which is really good. I like that a lot more than like Raw or pay-per-views when they will like mute the crowd if they don't give the reaction they want, because then it just sounds dead. Like no one cares.
I like that they're always excited. They're always going to be chanting something. Mm-hmm. I can see where you're coming from. I kind of wonder if it'll help, honestly, when they do start touring more. Just getting a different mix-up, getting different crowds from different areas.
I think so.
I do feel like when people are getting disrespectful, there's 90% of the crowd that will start booing certain chants, and it's pretty good.
Getter404 says, I think there was actually a Why is Baron Corbin Sad Twitter account for a while. Andrew Swan asks I went to college with Andrew, and he's wondering which dude from college he looks like. I didn't mean a specific dude. I just meant like the concept of, like, I look at him and I'm like, oh yeah, I probably had like.
He looks like he looks like he didn't quite make it in art school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, Getter404 found that Twitter account. It's twitter.com/mysadbaron.
All right, let's see.
Oh, perfect.
Baron Corbin is sad because Rhino gets a vignette and a recap, but he doesn't. It's true. Oh, wow, there's the picture when he didn't have the long hair. Oof. So bad.
Baron Corbin is sad because he swore the cake for the party was in his hands when he got to the door.
Baron Corbin is sad because he wanted to ride his bike overseas, but he discovered his bike doesn't work over water.
Baron Corbin is sad because his opponent's tag partner just broke up with him, and he feels his opponent's feels.
Baron Corbin is sad because he offered Paige a ride home, and she said, "Sorry, I'm topping up my tan tonight." Baron Corbin is sad because he's facing Neville, but he wanted to face Tommy because he looks like Law from Tekken.
Okay, we should probably not spend the rest of the time reading this Twitter account.
All right. Next match was super good, super great. Was Blake and Murphy versus Enzo Amore and Big Cass Colin Cassidy.
You know, Enzo was really just showing his new stuff.
Holy crap! That little like dive kick thing he did, or like jump dive. I don't know what you would even call that.
The flying DDT.
Oh, so good.
Very good.
Those guys, Enzo and Big Cass, have grown on me in a way
Same.
that I did not expect. I hated. I thought they were so lame.
I always
100%. The first time I watched NXT and those guys came out, I was like, this is the dumbest gimmick. I don't like it at all. But I'm getting way into them, and I think they are growing as performers as well.
Absolutely, they're doing great. Enzo is finally getting his own moves and not just like doing some basic stuff and then getting beat up until he tags in Big Cass. And
Who are the current NXT tag champions that they were facing?
Blake and Murphy.
Murphy?
Yeah.
Who the fuck are these guys?
One used to be a cowboy, and the other one's Australian.
Like a football cowboy, or just like a guy who?
No, that was his gimmick. He was a cowboy.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. Getter 404 says Enzo and Cass are beautiful and perfect, and there is no possible way they can work on the main roster. The only thing
that's not true.
Could work on the main
roster
is
great.
The fact that they have like a thing that people can chant.
That's gonna go so great. It's gonna be and then you move your hands with it. Like I was doing that in my house. I was like move my hands with like you can't teach that. It was kind of
I was saying it the whole time too.
But I will say. Yeah, the current tag team champs who they were fighting seem real boring.
I think they're just there to give Enzo and Cass a hard time. That's what it feels like. Yep. And to cheat and that kind of thing.
I feel like they're all right in the ring, but yeah, they don't have much personality.
No, I don't think so. I will say Big Cass is already doing amazing at selling the big guy thing. Like he's a different kind of big guy. Like he's a big guy that's not wide. You know what I mean? He's just tall and muscle, and like he can sell it so well. Like he can just completely ignore hits and just like lift people up with like barely any effort without breaking a sweat. Although it's hard to tell because all these guys are soaking wet when they come out, and I still don't understand that. It's so gross.
Real talk though, if they need a new gimmick, Vince, if you're listening, when you call those guys up, Jay and Silent Bob, boom.
Boom! That's good. That's perfect.
I don't know about this. Are they just gonna like hang out by the Titantron for all of Raw?
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, they're just like just hang out. That's it's so good.
And I'm sure the Raw writers will come up with some real good jokes for them. It'll be perfect. I trust them.
Yeah, I mean, they clearly know humor and can do it well. I mean, just imagine what Enzo and Cass, like, when the Muppets show up as guest stars on Raw again, they are going to interact so well with Enzo and Cass. It's going to be perfect. Actually, they could have done really well with the cast of Entourage, to be completely honest. That was just on Raw. I think that would have been a good mix.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah, but boo. All right, that's it. Double thumbs down for Zack Ryder. This is my Zack Ryder opinion. No.
You didn't like his 450? Or his
He can wrestle. I will say that, but I just don't like him at all.
What was Christian's finisher called? He did that too.
Yes, but it had a different name. I don't remember now.
The face down.
Yeah.
Whatever Cole called it.
Whatever. Yeah.
All right.
But at some point, these guys like Enzo and Cass have to win these titles, right? Eventually, this has to happen.
For sure.
Yeah,
like
100%.
My goodness, I mean, it's funny because this match ending. I'm just gonna bring this up every time, but like in San Jose, they did like almost this exact same match ending. I feel like that was like practice for this pay-per-view or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I mean, but it was a totally fine like ending in terms of letting them keep chasing the titles, but also not making them look bad.
Yeah, and every time that they've lost, it's basically been because of some sort of cheating or foul play or that kind of thing.
You know, again, if you're pushing these guys as you know the big faces in the tag team division, I think that's totally makes sense.
Yeah, I think so.
At least it wasn't Carmella related this time.
No, it was
for the finish.
Yeah,
it was Alexa Bliss.
Bliss came out, which is interesting that they're gonna like do the heel thing with her. That's weird. I did not think they were gonna go that direction, but it's fine. I guess maybe they thought she was too small to be doing stuff. I don't know. Hard to say.
They needed more heels.
They do.
Somehow they have two baby faces.
Yeah, I
for
don't.
the women's division. The rest are heels. They needed more.
Andrew Swan says, I think the NXT tag division is the only weakness right now because besides B&M and Endzone Cast, there's nobody.
Vaudevillains.
The vaudevillains?
Are they injured? Like, what's going on there?
No, they were in a, according, if Wikipedia is to be believed, they were in a dark match during TakeOver.
Okay.
So
then
they were, but
Jason Jordan is supposed to be in a tag team soon again, so they're kind of doing something.
Yeah, I mean,
there.
I think they're in a. I think NXT's in a rebuilding for its tag division just because they just in the last year they had the Ascension go up. That's gone great. And then they had Lucha Dragons just go up as well, which is actually
Gone amazingly. Oh, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited. Next match was definitely was in the perfect spot because it was the second best match of the night, in my opinion. Was Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch for the NXT Women's Championship.
Yeah,
match of the night.
A lot of people, and I would agree with this. I'm with John here. A lot of people saying that was actually the match of the night.
It was really good.
There are people arguing that's one of the best matches of the year so far, and
it's up there for me. I think
this is the thing that I'm finding so fantastic about NXT is it's not just that they're actually putting in the effort to push women's matches, which is great.
Which has to be because Vince doesn't have anything to say, right? Like,
yes, 100%. But in addition to that, these women's matches are actually just like incredible matches. Like they're ones that we can actually say, like, oh, that was really good for a women's division match. That was just a really fucking good match.
Right. There's no
and that's so
there
awesome
at all.
Anyways, yeah, I think this match was incredible. It was my match of the night for sure.
It's just it's really good. Like, I had not seen a lot of Becky Lynch in solo stuff. I'd seen some tag stuff, and I had no idea that. I mean, had she worked somewhere before? Or do we know? Okay. All right.
She's been around for a while.
Okay.
She worked in Ireland.
Yeah, because she's definitely not coming off like a new person. You know, like she definitely like. It's weird that they were like hiding it this whole time, but she's super good. It's like she's just got a good moveset. I mean, Sasha's killing it too. I mean, they both.
There was just like that match in general had fantastic psychology, and the entire time with each of them working each other's arms.
Sasha Banks, that's someone too who she has just improved so.
Oh yeah.
Over the last like 6 months. If you go back 6 months ago and look at her matches, and then go and look now, like she has just gotten better and better and better, and like she's so sure of herself now. Her ring presence is incredible, and John, like you said, the way that she was able to build the psychology throughout that match is just great. So good.
Also, steampunk Becky Lynch.
That was a cool ring gear.
Off that match.
Cool ring gear.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Really great.
Good match. I think I would have actually. That was one of the few matches where I was definitely unsure who was going to win that. The whole time. 100%. Like I went in completely blind as far as because I usually don't like to read spoilers and that kind of stuff because it's not for me. But that match, I would have been happy either with any ending from it, I guess.
Absolutely.
And
100%. And I definitely there was a part of me that totally expected Becky Lynch to win it, but I'm glad that they're gonna keep her chasing it and seemingly keep that feud going for a while more because
they're doing it good with the story.
Some great matches still. And
the story works. I mean, they're both doing the story well, I think. And they have good interactions.
I want to see them in like a ladder match.
That would be dope.
Put them in a cage.
Yeah. I'd be down with that. That'd be cool. Something.
Put them in a cage and it'll be like Vince is just like watching if you're putting the ladies in a cage, you gotta sell it as like some weird sex thing, right?
Yeah.
And Triple H.
It'll be a pudding match. That's a wrestling pudding.
Don't.
That already happened. That was a thing.
He's just like, you guys are running this completely wrong. This whole operation.
They're not even wearing evening gowns. What kind of ladies match is this? Yeah.
A lot of respect for Vince McMahon here.
Clearly.
On Suplexfriends.
Yeah, clearly. I'll take any excuse to just like do that impression over and over again.
Good. Please do.
So last match of the night, the main event, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in probably their career zillionth match together. But they sold it like it was the first time.
Because they're really good.
It was great. They're really good. And obviously they've worked together for so long that they can work together perfectly. It was great. And
this is another thing. This goes back to what I said previously. It's just another example of like having the person who loses the match not look bad despite losing. Like that's something they've done really well with Sami Zayn in general, because Sami Zayn loses a lot of matches.
Yeah,
but he always looks really fucking good losing.
But
that's his gimmick. It's like, that's the shittiest gimmick.
Sometimes you just get the shit kicked out of you.
Yeah.
And sometimes the refs have to stop it.
And that happened on both sides. Like Sami Zayn was running that match. Like it was perfect that like that's how it worked out, was that Sami Zayn just had Owens on the ropes and he had to resort to like basically just like knocking him out, essentially. Hit him on the edge of the ring. And that was the perfect part, was they kept having the refs like pull Owens back and he would just like run back in and just start stomping on Sami Zayn. It was perfect heel moves. Like Owens is so cool. He's a cool guy.
He's real good.
He's a cool, mean guy.
Andrew Swat asks, how many other promotions has Kevin Owens beat the shit out of poor Sammy in?
At least two. Yeah, at least two.
All around the country and the northern country.
TNA,
oh, no, wait, no. So, guys, I'm sorry. It has only been NXT.
Really?
There were similar matches between a guy named Kevin Steen and El Generico, but they retired. They retired.
It's too bad. El Generico is really a good wrestler. But one day he'll be back, I think.
Yeah,
and it'll be, you know, one day, I mean, maybe he'll be on Lucha Underground or something, because I don't think he'd be a good fit for WWE, if you know what I mean.
What?
I don't know.
I do know what you mean.
Samoa Joe was there, too. How awesome was that? Yeah.
Came out for the save?
Yeah. It was so good. Like, I knew they weren't going to fight, but I wanted it so bad. I can't, that's the match I'm dying for.
The interesting thing about Samoa Joe is, like, this is one of those rare cases where, you know, clearly Samoa Joe is still doing stuff outside of NXT.
Yeah.
So he has a very... Yeah, it's a big deal. Like, he has a really interesting contract with NXT, and the rumor going around, you know, whether or not you want to believe rumor stuff, I read into this so Dylan doesn't have to. The rumor going around is that that Triple H is basically using this as a test case, and that he wants to potentially open it up to doing more of that, so that they can take people who want to remain on the indie circuits and bring them in for, you know, short runs in NXT.
That's a smart idea.
That's a fucking great idea.
I mean, technically Rhino's been doing it first.
Sure.
But
technically.
But he's not going anywhere else.
Also somebody who they clearly brought in just to, like, you know,
win.
To help out, where it's
beat jobbers, lose
like
to
the
Corbin.
First legit big name that they've brought in.
Big name, and it seems like he's going to have a real big story arc going on.
Yep.
It's going to be good. I am very excited for Samoa Joe. I haven't watched this week's NXT yet. I don't know if you guys have, but I guess
I haven't.
Joe is on it and wanting to fight people, which I guess is not that surprising.
As he should.
Whoa! He wants to fight people?
Yeah, he's a little upset, and I believe, he wants to put submissions onto people, is his plan.
I would hope so.
So.
Very rude. I, you know, honestly, when he came down and saved my boy Sammy, I thought he was a fine Christian boy, and I thought he was there to help.
Yeah, he's like, listen,
he wants to fight people,
guys, don't fight, please. Let's all hug it out. That's all. They're not submission moves. He just is a real strong hugger.
Oh man, Team Shoot in the chat. This is he or she, I should say. I apologize. They're totally where I am on this. Young Bucks giving it to End Zone Cass. AJ Styles versus Balor. Like, ugh. That stuff would be so good.
Bring Christopher Daniels in. Bring MVP back, please. Bring all the guys from TNA.
I hear MVP's taking bookings.
Yeah, that's what I hear. God.
Guys, TNA is going to be fine. They're
I'm not worried. Bring...
3 is just going to fund that whole thing.
Oh, I believe you mean Derek Bateman? Right?
Who? The USA guy?
Yeah. Chicks in America. All right. So that was NXT pay-per-view. NXT TakeOver. Unstop. Yep.
Team Cheat says, bring Bryan Daniel. Oh. Getter 404 says, wait, Samoa Joe has a history with ninjas. Hideo Itami is Scorpion. Have we solved the parking lot mystery?
Oh, snap! That's it. You heard it here first, folks. So, that was NXT. Let's move on to the big boys. Is that a weird way to put that? That's right. The big time.
What's Prince Puma up to these days?
Yeah.
Around that, right?
Elimination Chamber is this Sunday, guys. I don't know if you knew that or not. I'm pretty excited about it. When they got rid of Elimination Chamber for Fastlane of all things, I was kind of disappointed.
I love the
Chamber. Like the road to WrestleMania. You get it?
Yeah, no, I get it.
They're in the fast lane.
The fast lane. Burn car sound effects in the back.
My problem with Elimination Chamber was always, like, the world titles were always on the line in the chamber, but you always knew who was going to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So they wasted this gimmick match for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Except that time that I believe Santino Marella was going to win the World Heavyweight Championship. It was so good, and I was there. I was cheering for him, but Daniel Bryan made him tap out.
It's too bad.
Mm-hmm.
My problem with Elimination Chamber is they don't get to pick their weapon anymore, and I thought that was a really cool idea.
There was a weapon?
There was a weapon in the ECW version. They had weapons, and then each person that was like their contract
like
signing for
cage.
Yeah, and there was like a bat with barbed wire around it, or like a crowbar, or like it was like real weapons, serious business stuff, and that was awesome. But now they don't do that anymore. So I guess let's start off with, I don't know how to start here at the bottom of the list with, actually let's just talk about NXT some more. Neville versus Bo Dallas. That's gonna be awesome.
2014 feud of the year.
Yeah, it's great. That's so perfect. Like, I don't know what no one thought about this earlier, but those guys work great together, so this is a great idea.
I like the idea of Bo Dallas just waiting in the main roster for Neville to come up.
And it's so good. Because they were doing something at like WrestleMania Access. They were having him come out and he fought Sin Cara. And just like the whole time, like cheated, like poking him in the eyes and tripping him and like being a jerk. And every time he would cheat, he would point at Sin Cara and say he cheated. Every single time. It was so good. So I'm glad they found...
Team Choot, by the way, is saying that ECW never had an Elimination Chamber.
Really? Was it just...
Oh, it was WWE ECW. Oh, okay. He was being...
Yeah.
He was being salty.
Yes. Yeah, the real ECW, a.k.a. the one with the champion Big Show holding the ECW Heavyweight Championship.
Mark Henry.
Yeah, Bobby Lashley. Yeah.
Jack Swagger.
That's right. Holy crap, I forgot about Jack Swagger.
John Morrison. I'm sorry.
Neville.
Johnny Mundo? Is that
Johnny Mundo. That's
Johnny
his name.
Mundo.
Yeah. But yeah, Neville and Bo Dallas is a perfect match. They're doing so well. Like, they're bringing Bo Dallas back into my favorite way, where he just like is the nicest guy in the most like jerkish manner possible, which I think that's such a perfect gimmick of oblivious heel.
Was Tess the WWE ECW champion?
Was he alive?
I do not believe he was with us at that point. Was he?
Chuckling at that.
Just laughing at the idea of Test.
Yes, actually.
Yeah.
You mean, Mr. Stephanie McMahon, actually? Anyway, yep. So, I don't know.
I agree, though. This is a good match. I don't think this gets into sort of the problem of, like, having this every 2 weeks thing, but I don't feel like the build-up has been great.
No, but I see the idea, and I think they could keep it going.
It's good, and it's good that it gives a way to build up Neville some more,
Really,
protecting him
both
from some
guys.
losses.
Yeah, and
Where's
bring
Bo
Bo
Dallas
down.
been?
Yeah, bring him back as like he has someone that he can work really well with it. He's practiced his gimmick on, I guess. And I don't, I feel like John said, this is going to be a thing, is like recreating NXT storylines for the main roster. And I think that's a good idea because I'm sure the writers are pretty happy with not having to do too much work. And those storylines are mostly good. Mostly good.
It's true.
So it's good. And it's going to be a good match. It's good to see Bo Dallas wrestling again. I'm pretty excited about it. And it's better than Neville fighting Bad News Barrett again. Again.
Yeah, I mean, although their matches were good.
I'm sorry, King Barrett, not Bad News Barrett.
Yeah, be respectful.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
He's your king.
Next match, we'll just keep going on the NXT tip. We're gonna have John Cena.
Who?
That was my pause for you.
I'm sorry.
That was my pause for Phil to drop his soundbite.
You must be new here.
Do you mean?
Yeah.
Sorry, what's that?
Do.
I'm not quite sure that I heard you. What did you? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say the most prolific champion of the past decade, John Cena. I'm not sure if you heard of him. He's currently the U.S. title holder, and he represents America.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Sounds like an underdog.
yeah, I mean America always is. Versus Kevin Owens, which such a good idea. I don't know why they chose to do this, but it's going to be great.
What the thing that honestly makes me most excited for this is the fact that they made it a non-title match.
Yeah.
Because if it was a title match, it would be so obvious. Like, okay, well, clearly Owens isn't going to win the title.
Right.
Almost certainly he will not win that. But if it's a non-title match, I'm not so sure then. I could see them. I mean, it's Cena, so like he probably won't win. But I could see them in a non-title match, throwing us for a curve and actually having Owens win.
Yeah, and they're officially calling it a champion versus champion match.
Oh, good.
So
Good.
I don't know what that.
Should.
I like the idea that if Cena wins, he becomes the NXT champion. Though I was actually
Cena reigns over NXT for 20 years.
That would just be the like perfect way to shit on all the people who love NXT. For like Vince to be like, they like NXT
John Cena
more than us. We gotta give him John Cena.
I mean, I said this to my roommate, but I think like if John Cena would make the best heel in NXT. Like he could just come on and be himself, and he's like, "Listen, I'm just here to give you young folks a little tips from a veteran, blah blah blah." And it would just be perfect because you would just get booed constantly.
Advice.
Yeah. Okay. So this like Raw build-up was so good that they have
the Raw entrance of Owens before TakeOver. This was the Monday before TakeOver. Was just fantastic.
It's great, and I want to start off by saying the John Cena Open Challenge is probably the best thing that John Cena has been involved with in a long time.
100%, and also by far the best thing they've done with the U.S. title in
forever.
The U.S. title existed
like
that long, probably.
Yeah, like perfect idea that it's like America, equal opportunity, blah blah blah, like landed a blah blah blah, home of the brave, and then it's just like. And then they just like make the title that where it's like anyone can come up and try and take it from me, and
Even
it's
Zack Ryder.
Zack Ryder,
except for Heath Slater.
Yeah, no, he's not allowed.
He
No.
can't.
No. I mean, let's not be crazy. But no, so they had Owens came out, and I just like that he just talked mess at Cena the whole time, and then refused to fight him. Like perfect, and then. Like John Cena exactly said something about veteran advice, and then Owens lost it on him. That was some of the best promo work I've seen in a long time on Raw.
It was very, very good. You could tell that Owens was a little bit nervous, but he hit it well. And I think like the big thing that surprised me is just that it acknowledged history. which is something that WWE often doesn't do. Like, it acknowledged it. They let Owens just say, like,
I've been doing this longer than you.
Serious? I've been doing this forever.
Yeah. So good.
MM Gann says Owens' indie asshole is incredible. It's so good. It's great.
It's so good. And I hope this means he's going to move up to the big roster soon. The big roster?
I don't
main
know that
roster?
it'll be soon. I think they might want to keep him as the NXT champion for a while.
Put him in Money in the Bank just for the hell of it.
It does very clearly show that they, you know, like they believe in Owens.
Yeah, I believe in Owens. He is, man.
Let's all wear I believe in Owens shirts.
Yeah, that's perfect. Let's do it next time. So this is gonna be a good match. I hope they do something really interesting with it. I guess. I don't know what that's gonna be, but like, I mean, granted, I want chairs in every match, but I think maybe some weapons would be cool in this. I don't know.
Yeah, you have a thing about weapons.
I think weapons are cool.
You mean toys?
Hardcore wrestling.
As JBL calls them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Like, my favorite wrestler entrance ever is when a wrestler shows up with a bag of weapons and just like throws them into the ring, and then also like goes into the ring and just pulls out like 12 chairs for no reason, just like waiting for the guy to show up. That's like my favorite kind of, I don't know. I like that hardcore stuff. I think it's cool. Let's see. Let's move on to the Tag Team Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Tag Team titles with the New Day. I don't think they've said who of the two are going to be in. Versus the Lucha Dragons, versus Kid and Cesaro, versus the Primetime Players, versus the Ascension, versus Los Matadores. Los Jabadores somehow snuck in.
The idea of a tag team elimination chamber match is the first time they've done this, I believe.
Yeah.
I love that idea. Like, it's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be...
Yeah, it's a smart idea. They might want to do this more often.
Yeah.
But, like, if you look...
It's going to be a wreck. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
But I in a good way, I think.
I just wonder is it going to be like tornado style where everyone's legal, or is like one guy going to have to wait in the box and get tagged in? I don't know what's going to happen there.
I think they said, but I can't remember.
That's going to be weird.
They definitely... I heard about it somewhere. Maybe it was just in like rumors or something, but I definitely heard something about how it's going to work.
All right.
I think it's tornado style. I think you're right.
That would make sense.
Both men are legal at the same time.
But like if you look down, if you like look at the rundown of the people in this match, how awesome is the tag team division compared to where it was last year? I mean,
yeah, no, it got better real fast.
Lucha Dragons are like over the moon. Like, they're so cool, and everyone seems to love them. The crowd seems way into them. Again, I think, like you said, because they have something to chant, and they have like a way to like move your arms, like it's like perfect to get like people into cheering for them.
One word, arm movement.
Yeah.
Seems to work.
Kid and Cesaro is like a perfect thing for both of those guys. Like, Tyson Kidd, I still feel is not strong enough to do a singles thing, but works really well in a tag team.
Right.
And they don't have a clue what to do with Cesaro, and they threw him in here, and it worked out great. So just keep it going. And Primetime Players are back, which rules. I love those guys. Ascension.
Isn't that, like, their gimmick now, as far as I can tell, is just making fun of other tag teams?
Yeah, it seems to be that. Like, they have those little videos that are on the website and on the app, but not on the actual show that much, which is a real bummer. But yeah, they've totally been doing the kind of thing where they're just like making fun of everybody. It's really good.
Also, Rest in Peace app.
Is the app gone?
They're no longer doing second screened experiences. This last week was the last one. You should go watch some of those videos.
Exists.
They're pretty good. The app exists.
Yeah, because that's how you watch a network.
They're not going to. Yeah, they're no longer pushing a second screen experience.
Yep.
That's too bad, actually.
They're done with that.
Well, what about, how am I going to vote? What the hell is this crap?
How are you going to see
Fair question.
like awesome Ziggler promos? You're not.
They did say they're going to be posted. They're just going to be pushing other social media. So if they do votes and stuff, it'll probably just be like, go on Twitter and.
We're going to Periscope.
Oh, that's so perfect. Because then they could do hashtag whatever, and they're like, well, you know how many times we trended during Raw? It's going to be great. That's their plan. I see now. It makes a lot more sense.
Yep.
And I didn't mention the New Day are amazing tag team heels. They're perfect at this.
So good.
Mm-hmm. So good.
That is
what an incredible turnaround that has been. Like, went from just miserable, nobody cared about them, to just the perfect, great heels.
Oh, they're so good at it too, because they just completely. It's another one with.
Truvon said the magic word, clout. Ding, 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 ding. Zambi, what do you have to say about that?
Yeah. Great.
Clout.
Yeah, and also, yeah, the if we don't clap, we snap. Like, that's so... The idea of them just completely losing it and just, like, murdering guys in the ring is going to be so good when that happens. This is going to be a fun match. I think this is going to be... It has high potential to be a complete shit show. But...
Just like how their one
as
concern...
many teams as there are, and with... Yeah, it's going to be a mess, but I think it, like, I still... My hope is that it will be a mess in a really fun, watchable way.
Yeah.
I love how New Day's concern was, how are they all going to fit in one pod?
Yeah, when they brought that up on Raw, that actually made me laugh. I thought that was really funny. I'm too big! So, but I don't want to get off of this match without just mentioning the Ascension. I mean, that's it, really. That's all I wanted to say.
You just want to mention them?
Yeah, I don't...
You know what?
What is the deal with that?
NXT.
Were they?
Need their time to shine a little bit.
I don't agree that they were good in NXT.
They definitely existed in NXT.
Yeah, no, they were worth. They were mentioned. You know,
I remember them being there and putting on matches.
Yeah,
I do remember that.
They lost to someone for the titles.
Yeah,
I do remember them having the titles at one point. I think you're right.
And they beat up Hideo Itami a bunch, 2-on-1 matches. So that was a great way to make your tag team champions look strong. Is that they can barely take out one guy by themselves.
Oh, now I just remember Hideo Itami's debut though, where he like ran them both out of the ring. That was bad.
That is a perfect way to prop up your champions. I don't know what's gonna happen there. Like, if there's a weak link, it's the Ascension. Like, even Los Matadores is not like, I don't have anything against them because someone has to be the jobber. You know. Like someone, or they're like the JTG of tag teams.
Technically,
they're
have to be the jobbers.
They are the crime time of tag teams. But the Ascension is just like actively annoying and awful to me. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean they're not any good. They're not. The biggest problem is honestly like they're. Neither their gimmick nor their in-ring skills are very good, so no. They don't really have much to go with from there.
No. Well, this would be a good match. I would like to see the Lucha Dragons win. Just because they are of these tag teams, they are my favorite.
They're definitely the most over.
Yeah, I think so. I think that would be really cool, but I would totally see New Day retaining still, I think.
I didn't realize they were still giving them TV time, though.
They kind of really aren't. That's the thing, which is kind of weird. Like, that's why when they kind of announced that they were going to be in the match, I got really excited, and everyone seemed to cheer for them. But it's weird they're not getting. You're right. They're just not getting the.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to win the titles quite.
No,
yet. I feel like.
No.
I feel like they are destined to win them eventually, but they've got some ways to go. The biggest concern, honestly, that I have for the tag division right now is like we've got all these really good, talented tag teams, but I feel like in Vince's eyes, these guys are just holding the belt until the Usos are back.
Yeah, gosh, you know what? Until you
to the Usos for another 8 years,
like
you're not gonna see a big singles run from Jay.
Until you mentioned them, I legitimately forgot the Usos were a thing. Like, I seriously did not even remember they existed.
Yep.
Wow.
That's why the tag division was so bad a year ago, is because it was just the Usos running over everyone.
Yeah.
True Ravon says, bet they win them at TLC, in reference to Lucha Dragons, I think. That could be real good.
That's a while. That's like another 6 months.
Yeah.
Give it to Rowan and Harper.
I like that they are a tag team again. I think some cool stuff could happen there. I think that would be nice. But I guess, are we all going to go with New Day taking this? Retaining?
I mean,
probably.
I could see New Day taking. I could see
if all three are involved.
Wait, what was that? Sorry.
I could see Cesaro and Kid getting them back as well.
Yeah. I'm going to go with New Day on this one. I know we haven't made predictions on any of these other ones. Maybe do we want to go back to that? You want to do that retrospectively?
Sure. After we go through all these.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and we'll do the singles match for the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose. Yeah. Woo, Dean Ambrose.
Is that all the Wait, that's the final match?
No. I have not gone to the Elimination Chamber match or the Divas match yet.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, I'm assuming the Elimination Chamber match will be the main event.
That's true. That's probably
so that's going to be good. It's been kind of a weird build-up thing. Like, it's just the same kind of thing where, I mean, Stephanie and Triple H do whatever they can to hold back the good guy, in every cheating, manipulating way possible, which seems like just all they do now, I guess.
Threw him in jail.
Yeah, they threw him in jail, but then Seth Rollins is actually a jerk. Who knew? I don't know. I'm excited about this match because I really like the way Dean Ambrose works in the ring, and I think he always brings an element of, because of his CZW background, he does not care about the bumps that you will take in WWE, so he's always willing to go over the top from what most of the other people in the back will.
He's been through worse.
Oh yeah, he's been through way worse. That Combat Zone is serious.
I mean, this is another match where it's sort of like the tag team stuff. My biggest concern is honestly like I love the idea of getting back to Ambrose and Rollins feud, because I think Ambrose and Rollins put on a good feud, even when the WWE gives them shitty stuff to do. But
we're just waiting for Brock, right?
Yeah, that's my big concern is like whatever happens with this feud, it's just holding on to the belt until SummerSlam and Brock and Roman. But I don't know. I'm interested to see where they go with this. Like, I would be super stoked to have even a brief Ambrose title run over the summer. Like, that could be really fun.
That'd be the dream. That would be the dream. It'd be so good.
I still don't feel like it'll happen, but
no,
I don't think it'll happen. But like my dream would be them just being like, we need something to keep people excited and interested over the summer, and that would be like an exciting, interesting thing. Is like, surprise, here's an Ambrose title run, and it's just him like having to hold on to the title against all odds while the Authority tries to take it away from him for like 2 months, and then they give it back to Rollins in time
somehow
for Brock to
cheat him out of it.
Yeah.
Some like kind that would be perfect, and that would be a great boost for Ambrose, who has been needing a boost for so long.
Yeah, give him something to do other than like wait for Kane to finish his matches for him. Basically.
Yeah, and just like give him something to his name so that in the future he seems like more of a big deal.
Yeah, so that he can be former WWE World Heavyweight Champion Dean Ambrose.
True Event says SummerSlam, Ambrose versus Rollins versus Reigns. That's a brilliant idea, and it's great in theory.
Not yet.
Except Brock.
Except the true champion is the true champion.
What if they had Ambrose win the title and then not defend it for 9 months, like he did with the U.S. Championship?
That would be great. Just the same thing again, and he just wears it in his belt again. Like,
so good.
Wipes his hands off on it. Like, just uses it like a napkin. I've always thought that he would be perfect to come out as a champion, and he doesn't even wear the belt. He just drags it behind him.
Dylan, I love that idea. I love him just like the champion who like treats the belt with a total disrespect.
And they can bring back like the thing that I love that doesn't exist anymore, which is hitting people with the championship. Like they just pretend like that thing weighs like 25 pounds and it just knocks someone out as soon as they get hit with it. But I'm looking forward to this match. I think it's going to be a very good match where the story is the least important part of it.
Yeah, I think
which
you're
is
right.
fine.
And also, like, I mean, I'll be fine if Rollins retains, and I think that's most likely. I would just be super stoked if Ambrose won, just because I think it would give, again, like, I just think it would give WWE a good, exciting story over the summer.
Yeah.
When there's not going to be much going on. I think it's more likely that Ambrose loses and then goes on to try and win the briefcase at Money in the Bank and has a good shot of winning there.
Yep.
And then he can lose it to Roman Reigns.
No, just think of him jumping out of boxes with
yeah, I mean, it's the perfect idea that, like, he could do the same kind of thing. You know, he could just basically reverse on Rollins, where he just constantly is, like, trying to cash it in. Like, just make him try and cash in, like, every week on Raw and get stopped somehow. You know? Like, every week he can try and cash it in and, like, Kane choke slams him through something. You know, it's like, oh, it'd be so cool. It'd be so good.
And says, I hope we don't get the Ambrose loses because he did something stupid ending like we did during the Wyatt.
Oh, with the TV thing, he just gets screwed on his stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think the most likely and like the most obvious is going to be Ambrose loses because of random
Kane, Triple H, JJ. Yeah, something like that. Which,
by the way, I think that's the most likely ending, and also the one I would be most disappointed with, just in the sense of like that's been the ending of every title match for the last.
Yeah, mix it up a little bit, please. Like, please mix it up.
I mean, the last one.
I know it's like important to do that from time to time, but like every pay-per-view for
have
so
a real
long now.
Have a real ending for once, please. I don't know. It's going to be a good match either way.
Ambrose stalking Rollins for months would be so worth it. That would be good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just like even do stuff like fall like Rollins back to his like hotel room, and just like Ambrose Street like pops out of the closet or the minibar or something, you know? It'd just be like how did he even get into the hotel room? Who knows? You know? Such a good idea.
Getter404 suggests having Ambrose lose because of hologram Bo Dallas.
That'd be perfect.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I like that idea too. So let's move on to the triple threat match for the WWE Divas Championship. Mm-hmm. We have our champion, Nikki Bella, versus Paige versus Naomi.
I'm going with Naomi and her red light boots.
Man, those boots are out of control.
It's been so bad. I think Nikki Bella's going to retain because I think WWE wants her to have the title for a long time.
Yep.
But I want Naomi to win it so bad because, one, she is a really fantastic wrestler, and two, her new like get up and gimmick is so good. And I love that like they're passing her off as a heel, but like most of the stuff she's saying is legit. It's just like,
right?
Oh, no, yeah, that's the point. That's fair.
Yeah, and I don't understand like Paige just kind of just got thrown back into this. Was she like injured or something? Why was she out? But they just like
she's doing a movie.
Oh, well, that's.
She was filming a movie with The Miz, I believe.
Was it like Christmas Bounty 2?
The Marine 5?
No, it was some Christmas movie.
Yeah,
it was Christmas Bounty 2. Is that a real thing?
It says, I'm real down on Paige after the transphobic promo. I get that, although I would question, I mean, this is not me saying it wasn't Paige because I don't actually know, but I'm just saying, like, that could have been Paige or that could have been the shitty Raw writers. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say on that stuff. I mean, it could have just been Vince also.
That's what I mean.
You know, he's like,
I'm not.
Put him in! That's hilarious!
Although, that doesn't mean like Paige couldn't have pushed back or something. Maybe she did though. We don't know. We don't know what went on behind the scenes.
Wait, the chat is saying Jingle All the Way 3? Was there even a jingle? Was there a Jingle All the Way? Oh wait, there was Jingle All the Way 2. It had Larry the Cable Guy in it.
Santino
and Santino. That came out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
A while ago.
I gotta fucking watch that.
Now it's The Miz and Paige.
You know, WWE TakeOver.
I don't know which of those like choices. It's like
WWE presents Jingle All the Way TakeOver.
MGAN says, at what point does Tamina stop taking shit from girls half her size and try to win the belt? I mean, I hope they do that at some point.
Oh, the chat is just fucking with us. Never mind. Yeah, I like that Tamina is back also. I think her and Naomi work really well together. Also, she needs to start, fucking people up.
It's interesting because, like, I agree. Her and Naomi do work really well together, but it's also really weird how obvious it is that it's just, like, Naomi stepping in for the spot that AJ had.
Yeah.
Where it was, like, clearly, initially the plan was just to have her work with AJ Lee again.
Yeah, but that's,
it's a blessing in disguise.
I think so. I mean, let's not have the same exact gimmick again, please.
Right.
But sort of, but not really. I don't know. Just put John Cena in the match.
Give him cool shoes.
Yeah. God, imagine John Cena would light up like New Balances. Oh, that'd be so good.
He'd never give up. those.
I mean, he already
I
never
can't wait
does.
for John Cena to win the Divas title.
It's gonna be great. He's gonna be NXT champion, US champion,
What does Sammy
and
think about this? What does Sammy think? All right, yeah.
Yeah.
so Sammy, who do you think is gonna win the Divas match?
Yeah, Sammy, who do you think's gonna win? What do you think?
Okay, all right.
Was that Tamina?
Tamina's gonna win. Oh my god.
Tamina.
Perfect.
Is that how our theme song goes?
My biggest hope with this Divas match, though, is like honestly, I just hope that they give it time because
Right.
all three of these wrestlers are very good.
I mean, if they're gonna do it,
like,
this
a
is the
year ago, I
time.
wouldn't have said that about Nikki, but I think she's improved a lot. Paige is fantastic.
Nikki is actually very good. She has a hell of a clothesline now.
Yeah,
That's
they've
impressive.
done a really good job of making her like bringing her across as just like a real strong wrestler.
She's a
feels like
powerhouse.
strong, yeah, like a powerhouse, which I like. And Naomi's incredible. I think Naomi's just fantastic. So I
needs to be
really hope they
finished,
just
though.
give them time.
I will say, as far as Nikki goes, they really need to not call her finishing move the rack attack. That is terrible.
That's really bad.
That's bad. But otherwise, she's doing very well, I think. She is... Yeah, Team Shoot says Nikki has a WWE wrestling style down pat. It's true. She
does it better than a lot of the big dudes.
It's true. She is going to be... She's the best Divas John Cena.
Yeah, she does have a good mentor.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, as Team Shoot says, just like Cena. I mean... It's perfect.
True Ravon says the Bellas are no longer the female versions of Ryback and Swagger. Yeah, it's weird, but like really over the last year and a half, like both of the Bellas have improved at just a really impressive rate. They have both become very good, and I'm impressed by that. Like I'm actually I have a lot of respect for them just for like you can see them actually learning and getting better in the ring. A lot of the divas who are not interested in wrestling. You can tell that they don't care about improving and getting better, whereas with the Bellas, you've seen them get better, and that's cool. That's good.
There's sparks of it with other divas.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're right. They've done leaps and bounds better.
Are you seriously trying to convince me, though, that Rosa Mendez is not trying to improve her wrestling? I mean, come on.
What about Eva Marie?
How about Layla?
I mean, Layla was good back in the day.
Eva Marie.
All read everything, Phil.
Rehire Exana and have her just be MMA style. MMA Exana. Yeah!
Breaking orbital bones all over the place.
That's right! I forgot about that. It would be great.
True Event says Summer Rae is trying. I think Summer Rae is not the worst by any means. I've heard from some people that she was like apparently was she in NXT?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I've heard some people say she was actually like pretty good in NXT.
Go watch her and Charlotte fight.
Okay.
It's always good.
And I know Eva Marie is actually working at the Performance Center, which is why she can appear on like NXT pay-per-views and stuff.
I heard
because
she was
she's down
training
there
with
doing
Brian
stuff.
Kendrick?
That's
The Brian Kendrick?
right now.
The Brian Kendrick.
Wow. Does he work down there or what?
He was on NXT for a match or two.
Huh. All right.
Yeah, I think he does.
Okay.
I think he works.
I guess everyone that works doing training they don't do anything else other than the Performance Center, right? They don't have Ohio anymore, I don't think. Anyway, yeah. So what do we think?
Do this. What's the last match? Let's do it.
Last match is the Elimination Chamber match for the vacant WWE Intercontinental Championship. Sheamus versus Ryback. What's up?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Did you want to talk about Daniel Bryan real quick?
No. You say who's all in it first.
Okay. Sheamus, Ryback, R-Truth, King, Bad News, Wade Barrett, Bray Wyatt, and Dolph Ziggler.
So let's not forget, in the pre-show, we're gonna get some Daniel Bryan appearing on the pre-show.
It's true. On a Miz TV
got that?
segment.
To share with him.
That's right. It's also a Coke Zero, much how like Daniel Bryan is a zero now.
The people are mentioning, Gant's mentioning, Rusev might be out of the match. He
He hurt his foot.
had an injury.
Yes, he had
the
an actual
WWE is
injury.
confirmed now. the rumor going around is that if Rusev is out, if he's not able to compete, they might replace him with Bray Wyatt.
I'm reading on Wikipedia, and that's what they have right now. So it bums me out. I just hope this doesn't mean Rusev's going to start wearing shoes, because I love that he comes out without shoes on and just wrestles barefoot, by the way. I'm a #1 Rusev fan. I think he's super awesome.
Unless he like stomps on people with a boot.
I think we made Team Shoot.
Boot.
I think we made Team Shoot cry because we mentioned Daniel, or I made them cry for mentioning Daniel Bryan.
It's sad. Yeah, it's a bummer. It really is. But I think this sounds odd to say, but I think he would make a really good trainer. And I like the idea of him possibly... I mean, granted, he's just a judge on Tough Enough, so I don't know if he's actually going to be helping these guys out at all.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of him being down in Florida and teaching how to actually do submission moves to people. Because I do not want a whole nother generation of people doing the STF in the most half-assed way possible.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked wonders for Derek Bateman. I mean, submission wrestling, dog. He killed it. But yeah, it's sad about Daniel Bryan. Derek Bateman? We'll get to him later. So this is a weird match that doesn't seem to have like the storyline built up for it. It doesn't. I don't know. Just like a bunch of dudes just got thrown. Sheamus and Dolph Ziggler are mad. Yeah, but it's like it's basically Sheamus and Dolph Ziggler and some other dudes.
Well,
seems
also, I mean,
is how they've built it up.
They tried to build up Ziggler versus Rusev as well. With the whole weird Lana stuff. Which, by the way, totally leads me to believe that if Rusev is in the match, I think 100% they're just going to go with like, just kidding, Lana's still with Rusev and helps him win the title.
Maybe.
Probably.
Maybe.
But where would that take him?
Yeah. I honestly, especially after last week's Raw promo, was Rusev, I think, purposely trying to be the biggest jerk ever. And I guess you could play that off as like he was fooling the whole time. But I like the idea more that he's just an asshole. You know?
No, I like that idea more too. I just 100% expect the WWE to do the only story that they know how to tell with
which is a swerve.
Women managers, which is they leave them and then whoops, they were actually with them the whole time and tricking you.
Okay, I'm not going to have you besmirch the name of awesome women managers like Melina, okay? Thank you very much. Which I'm pretty sure was the same exact storyline.
100%.
Yeah. No, but I don't know. It's just a weird match. I don't know. I think like there's just a lot of dudes in here that are just there to be dudes, and it kind of bums me out. You know,
I mean, I don't have a terribly good sense of who I even want to win this, which is not a good thing going in. I mean, like, I want Ziggler to win because I always want Ziggler to win.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I think
no one else.
If they do end up replacing Rusev with Bray Wyatt, him and Ryback could be a thing. Like him versus Ryback could also become a storyline in the ring, I think. I know no one else likes Ryback.
Versus Sheamus, is that kind of like a thing now?
I think they're just having dudes fight dudes because they're in the same match, maybe.
I guess.
But, I mean...
True Yvonne thinks Barrett should win.
No.
Nope.
No. Like...
Every time he wins,
to our truth tonight. Our truth.
I don't know. I just... No. That's my... No. He got the crown so that he doesn't have to win the title. Like, you don't... I don't know. Don't give him both. Don't let him waste both things at once.
Are you not a Barrett fan?
I think he's great, but I think they don't know what to do with him. That's for sure.
They always put the belt on him, and then he loses non-title matches constantly.
Like he's barely won if he has won at all since he's gotten King of the Ring. His matches are booked so lame that I don't remember. I like him a lot, though. I mean,
he puts on good matches.
Yes.
But I think right.
Also, I like the idea of playing up his snottiness by just making him the king instead. Like that's really good, I think. I like King Barrett.
Yeah, so I'd like Ziggler to win, but I think, honestly, of this group, I think the most likely is probably actually Sheamus.
Yep.
It seems
Really?
with his return, yeah, like I feel like with his return, they're trying to push him and trying to make him a heel who's an actual like of concern to people, and giving him a title run, however brief, is a good way of establishing that.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, what about R-Truth though?
Gant says Sheamus Neville seems like the feud they want. I could see it like
That would be great.
Gets the IC title and then goes into a feud with Neville.
That could be good. I like that idea. Yeah.
Like Neville winning the IC title at SummerSlam. That shit could be great.
That would be really good, actually. I would like that a lot.
That could be really, really good build-up. Yeah.
It's.
Yeah, I think Sheamus makes a lot of sense though. Like if they want to keep establishing him as like a bad guy worth caring about,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's cool.
But though, one thing I will say about this match is I think the match itself is going to be good because there's a lot of brawlers in this. There's a lot of like Sheamus, Ryback, Barrett, and even like Bray Wyatt, in a sense, are just like straight like hard knock dudes that just use fists to like beat people up. They're not flying around and doing that.
During the match, do you guys think it will look like Ziggler is straight up dead?
The entire match, he's gonna come out the pod and just flare flop.
Yeah, like only once, and then he'll be like that for the whole match.
No, he's gonna be over and over again.
All right, so how many? Here's the better question, I think, is how many people will get put up into the shell shock and not actually dropped? Like, how many times will they set up the shell shock and not actually pay it off?
All but once.
You know what? I hadn't even really thought about this, but they put Ryback into this match.
Yeah, they did.
Ryback into an Elimination Chamber match.
Yeah.
They put the guy who is made a name for himself in just injuring people constantly.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Into a match where, like, there's no way he won't injure people.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Ziggler's not coming out of this alive. He's
no.
Nope.
He's going to be out for the next 5 years.
And that's why Sheamus has to win. That's me. I mean, Phil, why don't you wake up? It's feeding time, all right? It's time for Ryback to win the title.
WWE, what do
Feed
you do?
me more. Feed me more.
I'm imagining a scenario where, like, 4 months down the line, Daniel Bryan makes his triumphant return, and, like, his debut matches against Ryback, and then he's just it's just like, WWE, no, why?
And Ryback's like, I'm just dumb as fuck. I can't help it.
Both in the ladder match.
There's no way he can get a table. Really, it's the safest Ryback match.
Yeah, you might be right there.
Shayna Fox's Ryback and Swagger should form a tag team and just concuss everyone. Ugh.
I like Ryback.
I would love Ryback if he knew how to wrestle safely.
Yeah.
I would love him if he didn't injure everybody that I care about.
I believe in the words of Enzo Amore, you can't teach that.
In the words of Sammy.
That's it. This has got to pair Ryback with Cena. It's going to be great. I can't wait.
Yep.
So, all right, let's just run the match. Let's run the matches down again real quick.
Okay.
Neville.
Our predictions.
Yeah, Neville, Bo Dallas. I see Adrian Neville taking this decisively.
Maybe. I feel like there might be interference.
All right.
I think Neville for sure. That's my vote.
You think? Just a nice, safe opening match.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I guess they don't have much history on the main roster, so.
Okay. And I've actually.
Sure.
Yeah.
Changed my mind 5
He's going to
times.
unify all titles at Chamber.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Just enters each match.
John Cena versus Kevin Owens. I think John Cena is gonna win, but it's gonna be super close. Can we get Sammy's prediction first, actually?
Let's see, Sammy. What do you think?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Tamina's not even in this match.
I think Cena's going to win, but Owens is who I want to win. So that's my prediction. I guess will be Cena.
Okay.
Yeah, I want Owens. Okay. I don't think Owens. I want it.
Okay. That's fine. You could go with what you want. That's allowed. Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose. It's going to be Seth Rollins. But the match is going to be better than the ending. I really want that to be the case, and I hope it will be.
Yeah, I'll predict Rollins as well. Again, another case where Ambrose would be the more interesting choice, I think, and the one that I'd like to see, but I think Rollins is very likely to be taking it.
Yep. That's all I got.
Yeah.
You guys said it all.
Nikki...
It's a filler pay-per-view. What do you expect?
Yeah. Nikki Bella, Paige, Naomi. It's hard to say because I believe Naomi is also going to be in Total Divas soon.
Mm-hmm.
She's coming back, so that could be cool. I'll say Naomi. I think that's what's going to happen. I would like that to really happen a lot.
I'm going to stick with Nikki Bella.
I'm also going to go with Nikki.
All right. Let's see. We got tag teams. Who do we think is going to do that? I'm going to go with New Day retaining in some hilarious fashion. I think is how that's going to work out.
I am going to go with Cesaro and Kid winning it back.
Another valid
Gotta
choice.
Keep tossing that hot potato.
New Day rocks. New
Day socks.
Dang. So you're going with a New Day here? All right, and then Elimination Chamber match is Dolph Ziggler. I really would like him to win that title.
Dylan,
I know.
You're my own heart tonight.
I know this is not a choice I would normally make, but I think they could do something with all the big guys just beat each other up until they're dead, and Dolph Ziggler capitalizes in the most heel jerk way, which I think would be a good thing for him to get back to. Just being, not like a heel, but like he. I don't know how I want to put this. I guess, but like he will capitalize on everyone beating all the big guys beating each other up. I think.
It hurts me to say this, but I vote. Hi, Sammy. This is Sammy. Is hanging out here. The real Sammy.
Oh wow.
Okay, sure. Sammy, what do you think about John Cena? Sometimes he'll actually just respond.
Yes.
There you go.
So good.
John Cena. It hurts me to say this, but I vote Sheamus for this one.
Okay.
I don't have much faith in the Intercontinental Championship, so I'm going to say Ryback.
Oh, man.
Yikes.
And no one's coming out alive.
That's fair.
That's
the only reason.
It's going to be known as the night that Ryback ended 5 careers.
Just ate everyone.
That's actually, yeah, I like that idea. He just knocks everyone out and just, like, becomes, like, as the only person that can still compete, he has to become the winner.
It's like the first episode of Ava, and he just starts eating shit.
Great. I like that idea.
That was later on, but still.
It's not the first episode.
Crazy.
Shaded says, Sammy, I'm going to send you some links to some New Japan videos.
He still has to watch that DVD that I got, so the John Cena experience.
Yeah.
All right, so I think this is gonna be a good pay-per-view, though. I'm excited for it. I think
for a like weird, like in between pay-per-views thing that didn't exist like 3 weeks ago.
Right.
I think it will have some good matches. All of the setup and all of the storylines are like non-existent pretty much, except for Owens versus Cena, but otherwise.
I am just interested to see what they do without. I'm wondering, like, they don't have a time commitment now that this is not an actual pay-per-view event. So I'm curious how they organize their matches and what kind of times they give them.
It'll probably still be 3 hours.
Yeah.
It has to be.
It's enough matches for sure, and those 2 Elimination Chamber matches are going to be lengthy.
Yeah, that should be good. So I guess let's move on to some questions.
Sure, what have we got?
We'll start with just saying, if you guys have questions for the podcast, you can send them into Suplexfriends at StreamFriendsTV.
Or if you're watching live, of course, you can always just toss them in the chat, and we'll probably ask as well.
Nope.
We can't read. We need someone to read it to us.
So let's start out with a question from Gilberto. With WrestleMania 32 being hosted at the AT&T Stadium, there's a good chance they'll be able to have over 100,000 people in attendance. What would be your ideal card, including type of matches, to achieve that goal using the current WWE lineup, including Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and Hall of Fame / retired wrestlers?
Should we all pick a match, or should we just...
I like the idea of let's kind of shift this around and say let's pick a match you think would be cool to see at WrestleMania 32 in the Dallas Cowboy Stadium.
Sure. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna throw out just like the complete dream that I 100% do not believe that this will happen, or that WWE would allow it to happen, even if the scenario existed, but that I think would make for like an insane, incredible match. Finally doing that, Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar.
That would be good.
Yeah, that would be really good.
I like that idea.
So how about we can't use whoever was in each other's matches?
Okay, that's fair. Go fresh. All right. Go for it, John.
Man. You see, mine is also just non-existent whatsoever.
That's all right.
Samoa Joe and CM Punk. You throw that in there. They want to fill that stadium.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll never happen.
Let's go.
That'll never
Do you want to pick out something slightly more likely?
Sure. Yeah. Why don't we just do Zayn Owens?
Yeah. Or even
WrestleMania.
Yeah,
even
man.
Sure.
like Owens Samoa Joe would be cool. Like a no holds barred match there would be really cool.
Nope. You gotta pay off Zayn and Owens at the biggest stage of them all.
That would be great.
I like that.
Especially like as we mentioned, like just the fact that those guys have had so many matches over their career at different places. So like to finally have it get to that level, like just
And
like the biggest that it can possibly get.
You build it up throughout the year. Like they've been on NXT. They've both been champion. They've both gone to Raw. Owens is making a name for himself against Cena. When Zayn comes back, he comes back with a vengeance. And then they feud on and off until WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And then they blow it off there.
I like it.
They could be perfect.
I like it, actually. That's a really good idea.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I have to put this out here as the obvious choice, although I would like to do another match also, which is Sting and Undertaker.
Okay.
I feel like that has to be a thing that's going to happen, right? Like in Texas, that has to be a thing. So we'll just put that out there as a thing that's probably going to happen. But the match I would like to see is Stone Cold and Triple H. I think that'd be really cool.
Should we go around one more time?
Sure. Yeah, I got two. So
I'll even throw this in. Triple threat. I'm gonna build off of what you just said, Dylan.
Okay.
Change that to a triple threat. Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H.
Ooh.
Attitude Era Final Showdown. Who's the real winner? Triple H, by the way.
Yeah.
He literally buries them.
They've already started, building up that like, hey, Triple H and The Rock want to do one last WrestleMania match. You throw Stone Cold in there, that's gonna sell so many seats in and of itself. That's
good. Plus, all three of them being, I guess, part-timers at that point, none of them would have to work an entire match.
Yeah. It's a good idea. Or, I mean, heck, we could... I mean, I don't think it's going to happen, but we could do, like, a mixed match with Triple H and Stephanie against The Rock and Ronda Rousey.
I think that's...
Yep.
I think that's actually likely, but...
Supposedly, Dana's not a big fan of that, I'll tell you. So as long as Ronda still has fights, I don't think that's going to happen.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think Ronda will be coming to the WWE.
God, I hope so.
Sooner rather than later.
Oh, I hope so. I would just love her as someone who could just dominate the entire... I mean, it sounds terrible because I'm like, we're just talking about like how great the Divas division is, like, needs to get built up and this and that. I'm like, let's just have Ronda come in and just wreck everyone.
You just add some more legitimacy to it.
Yeah.
Ronda has talked over and over in interviews about how she wants to do the horsewomen rather.
Ooh.
Like her in like
Charlotte?
a super strong women's stable with like Charlotte and
the Bellas, because that's
like
going to happen.
Paige or someone else.
It's going to be the
incredible.
Bellas. It has to be the Bellas,
like,
right?
What a way if they're finally for real looking to add legitimacy to the women's division in the WWE proper. What a way to do that.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited for this next WrestleMania. My plan is to go. I would like to, because I think there's going to be some cool matches there. I think with the.
I won't be going to this one live, but I'm going to 33 live for sure, and I hope they can continue the trend of like the last two WrestleManias have both been very good. I think.
All right. Next question we have from stream friend Kelsey. Who is the cutest wrestler?
Can
we ask Sammy actually?
Let's see. I'm just not sure if Sammy, do you have an idea who the cutest wrestler is? What do you think?
I'm gonna have to agree with Sammy there. I mean, I think that has to be the most obvious. Yeah.
It's Bailey.
That's another good choice. That's what the chat seems to think as well.
Bailey.
Getter 404 says Sammy.
Yeah, everyone's going with Bailey for cutest. Yeah, like you said, you got Sammy. All right, good choices. Also from stream friend Nick, and this is a good question, which is why I wanted to save some of our talk from earlier. Is there any feasible legal way to get into wrestling without cable TV? I subscribed to WWE Network for WrestleMania and loved it, but was dismayed to find out I couldn't watch the regular shows on there. Cable in my town is too expensive to justify for wrestling and cartoons, and WWE Network is too much to justify for the occasional pay-per-view. Am I doomed to just once-a-year wrestling?
Well, so
I think this
legally it's more difficult.
It depends.
Legally, it's pretty easy.
If you have Hulu Plus already, you can watch Raw on there. It's cut down to 90 minutes, which...
Do you need Hulu Plus for Raw?
You do. You need Hulu Plus for Raw. You need Hulu Plus for NXT.
So that's $8.
Yeah. But I just want to say in here, I think he's underselling WWE Network. I just want to put that out there. Because it's got NXT. It's got at least monthly pay-per-views, if not every 2 weeks pay-per-views. It's got the NXT...
Like for the average person who wants to get into wrestling, not having Raw every week on there it's a bummer. Does make it hard.
Like having it be an addition to whatever you're also going to pay is kind of annoying.
Yo, just get Destination America.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up was Sling TV, because it has El Rey Network on it for watching Lucha Underground.
But that doesn't have.
It does not have USA.
Demand. No, it doesn't have on demand. So you
doesn't?
actually have to catch Lucha Underground.
Are you? Some channels do.
TV for the last
really
or the last month.
Because some channels have on demand.
Not
on the Android.
What I will say, the reason that I said legally, it's a little sketchier for me, anyways, is I think the cut down. Okay, for as much as I hate that Raw is 3 hours long, and I do hate that, I do think the 90-minute cut down version on Hulu is kind of shitty, just in the sense of like sometimes they cut really good stuff.
There's no reason for it.
Yeah.
Sometimes they cut some really good matches or really good promos. Sometimes they cut stuff that's trash that doesn't matter, but it's kind of like an up in the air. Like you might miss something awesome.
Half of a match they'll just cut out.
Yeah, but I think.
I would say that.
How about as a way to jump in though?
I will say that I watch Raw every week and I don't have cable. There are ways to do that. I'm not going to say that I condone them or tell you where to do that, but they do exist.
Right.
Yeah.
I just wish that the USA deal wasn't so shitty.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. And it depends. Like, if you don't mind being behind, you can watch Raw on WWE Network a month later.
Yep.
I mean, that is a viable way to watch Raw in HD without commercials.
You know what? Like, if you do want to spend $10 a month on the network, the pre-shows for the pay-per-views are actually pretty much worth it.
And they're free also on YouTube, though, if you were, you know. I think, like I said, I think he's underselling the network, but I think also, if you already have Hulu Plus, it's a good way to catch it. And I would say it is kind of lame that they do cut out a lot, but if you're just looking to
If you're
hop
looking
in
for
real
something,
quick,
if you're certain that you want it to be legal,
Yep.
I guess like yeah, that
and
is
you just
something
want
that's-
to, yeah, you just want to get started, I think it's a good way to get started, because I think committing to at least 3 hours of wrestling a week can be a little overwhelming. And then if you include other stuff like pre-shows and post-shows and this and that, like it does,
SmackDown.
it get in SmackDown, which I will admit I do not watch because it's just Raw Part 2.
2 words for the network: Slam City.
Slam City is on there. The Hulk Hogan cartoon is on there. Perhaps some of the best content that WWE has ever produced, Tuesday Night Titans, is on there. I think it is not a good way to get into wrestling, but once you are in, the network is fantastic. I will say that. I think they're doing really good with it.
Plus, they got that Jerry Springer show now.
Oh, Too
Yeah.
Hot for TV.
You know, I actually watched the Corey Graves show. What's it called? I don't remember now. Culture Shock. It's pretty good. It's not bad. They toured Marvel Comics in New York. That was kind of cool. But yeah, if you already have Hulu, it's a good way to get started. And then you can also watch NXT full episodes, and I believe you can watch their pay-per-view events on there too, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
So it's a good way if you already have Hulu Plus to get into it, and then if you decide you like it, it's just the idea of like not paying for the network seems odd to me, because all Raw exists for and has existed for a long time is to promote a pay-per-view and to build up to a pay-per-view. So I think if you start watching Raw, you will want to get the network anyway to watch the pay-per-views, because those don't go up on Hulu at all, right? I don't think so. No, yeah. And then, I mean, there are those free months that happen a little bit too often for my taste as someone who pays $10.
Every other month.
I,
Oh, by the way, you can watch Elimination Chamber for free, but you have to cancel
right afterwards.
right afterwards, because that's when the month carries over.
They're such jerks.
On
They
the
should
31st.
they should make it carry over like midway through Elimination Chamber. How hilarious would that be? That'd be such a dastardly move. We have another question from Gilbert that I'm going to ignore.
But actually, it is free right now too, until
Yes.
the end of the 31st. So
Ha-
if you want to check it out now.
But it's only
If you want to go watch Takeover,
yeah, it's only free for new accounts though. So
Absolutely.
granted, new accounts are as easy as an email address.
Otherwise, go check out that Hulu Plus.
Yeah, if you already have Hulu Plus, it's a good way to watch wrestling. Otherwise, it's kind of tough. And also question from stream friend Mognite. I really dig Japanese wrestling over Western stuff. The last thing I saw from WWE was the Attitude Era. What do you guys think about wrestling over on that side of the world? And I don't watch a lot of it.
what was that
personally.
event that they had JR do?
Wrestle Kingdom?
Wrestle Kingdom?
And that's the last
Yeah, Wrestle
Japanese
Kingdom.
wrestling I've watched. Was Wrestle
It was
Kingdom.
super good.
It was really good.
I didn't watch.
I mean, I
should have.
if they had more events like that with a U.S. announced or an English announced team, I should say, I would absolutely watch more of it, because that super impressed me. Very good, very technical wrestling. Sort of more NXT-ish in that sense, of where like the in-ring stuff is definitely way more important. So I'd love to see more of that, but for me, it's just a matter of like I know a lot of people who have signed up for New Japan's version of the WWE.
Yeah,
network.
we should say, New Japan Pro Wrestling World is another option to legally watch wrestling. Wrestling is not just WWE. There are...
But that's all super in Japanese, and
Yeah.
I dig it, and I hear it's super easy to follow and everything, but I want to at least have an English announce team or translation of some sort.
And it's odd. As much as I complain about parts of WWE's story and writing staff and that, I do still watch wrestling for story, in a way, you know?
No, I mean, I agree. I like, and even if I can't understand, like, say, the promos being cut, although New Japan has a bunch of people who are speak English anyways.
Yeah.
But, you know, having an English speaking announce team to explain the story, to tell me what's going on, like, helps so much. I mean, it helped that I can't remember who did that with JR, but
Matt Striker.
Matt Striker, yeah.
Matt Striker, you're right.
He used to be a school teacher.
Good. Really?
Yeah. Also his gimmick too.
That was his gimmick. Also,
Well,
was that he used to be a school teacher.
They were both very good.
Yeah.
On the announce team, so.
So that's it for questions for today. For this,
What's the address again to send in questions?
suplexfriends@streamfriends.tv. And I'd meant to put this in before the questions, but I was just going to ask, and this reminded me, does anyone watch anything that's not WWE at all?
I used to watch TNA,
Yeah.
but not so much recently. That's probably why their shows fail
Yeah.
because of me.
I know, Dylan, you're a big TNA.
I do enjoy TNA. I think they have a lot of really cool guys there. It's actually kind of funny because I was watching an episode yesterday of TNA because I'd heard there was some good matches in it. And there were. Bobby Roode and Eric Young had an excellent match. I thought it was very good.
Oh, those two are always great, though.
They're great. Eric Young is so good. And it's just... there was MVP and Drew Galloway, who is totally not Drew McIntyre, but is.
Totally different.
And it's a cool idea because, so this is where it's immediately going to fall apart, but MVP is the leader of a faction called the Beatdown Clan. And their whole gimmick is that they are big fat cheaters. And they are breaking wrestling. And Drew Galloway is here to save pro wrestling and not let guys.
He's not a heel?
No, he is a good guy. He is
What?
he is absolutely over from what I saw. It's
right.
really interesting to see. But his whole thing is take back pro wrestling, hashtag take back pro wrestling. But yeah, it was just funny to see the Beatdown Clan, which is a terrible name, but because Samoa Joe is in it. So it just cracked me up. It's like MVP, Samoa Joe, Kenny King, and Loki.
Oh,
Yeah, it's awesome. And then I saw what I would say is definitely top contender for my personal match of the year, which was EC3 and Rockstar Spud.
was it good?
It was extremely good, and you can look it up. It's on, I believe it's on their YouTube channel, but if you do a YouTube search for it, I'm sure you can find it. And it's a match that at first does not seem very cool, because Spud is so much smaller than EC3, but it was very good. It really played out really well. It showed Spud was a wrestler in England, and their match was...
He basically won their Tough Enough, right?
Yeah. And he was a big deal in England, and then this match is at a TNA event that's in England, so that certainly helped. But, and it's a little bit tougher to see without the story behind it, but they do a decent TNA job of recapping the storyline. I think it's a match that's worth watching. Yes.
Okay.
It is definitely up there in my match of the year so far.
They always do have some pretty good match quality.
And that's what's really bums me out with the whole TNA thing. Ring of Honor is now on Destination America, and it's like there's so many good guys there that I would like to see doing something that I can watch, I guess. You know, it's like Ken Anderson, formerly Ken Kennedy, is cool. Eric Young, Bobby Roode,
Austin Aries,
the greatest man that ever lived.
James Storm's pretty all right.
Yes, James Storm is good. Magnus, Bram, both great. And even some of their knockouts. Gail Kim, very, very good. I don't know. I want TNA to still exist because there is a very good group of people there that are just... I don't know. They should be somewhere better, but I'm glad that they are somewhere at all, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to
It's
I don't want to scare you, but things aren't looking good.
Things are not looking good, but Global Force Wrestling exists, and I hope... What?
Maybe that's a thing. We'll see, I guess.
I would like to. And even now Ring of Honor has a TV deal. I would love to see some of those guys go to Ring of Honor. Christopher Daniels, former TNA, now in Ring of Honor. And I think...
Frankie Kazarian.
I mean, there's good guys, and I'd like something good. And women. I like to see good stuff happen with them.
Yeah, I hear this new guy, Samoa Joe, is going to be on Ring of Honor.
I believe you mean Joey Samoa? Is going to be his new name, is my understanding.
Joey Samoa.
What's Joey Samoa doing in the Impact Zone?
Oh, he's
Sorry,
already...
the Ring of Honor zone.
Yeah, what was it?
The handshake pass.
My roommate tweeted something the other day that cracked me up, but it was something like Arena of Valor. What is Arena of Valor doing on Destination America?
All right, that's pretty good. That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
So, yeah, that's, I guess is a perfect time to bring in, which is my kind of idea, is a homework assignment for everyone that's watching and listening. And part one of it is going to be, I think, including the hosts, everyone should watch that EC3 and Rockstar Spud match. It's really good. And part two is, it's a little delayed, but my idea was that I thought we might have been doing this before the last WWE pay-per-view, where John Cena had an I Quit match with Rusev.
Mm-hmm.
And so my idea was that I think we could watch a pay-per-view with John Cena's best I Quit match of all time, which is Judgment Day 2005.
I say I quit every time I see a John Cena match.
And I do want to give a warning up front on both of those matches, the Rockstar Spud EC3 and the main event of Judgment Day. Even though I'd like to watch the whole thing, there's a lot of blood in both of those matches.
Okay.
Just a heads up. There is both the main event
is it head trauma.
It is. There are head wounds on both Rockstar Spud and John Cena. So just a warning: if you are squeamish, don't feel obligated to watch these, and you can go ahead and skip them. But otherwise, good matches. I definitely recommend watching.
So we will be back in 2 weeks. Is that the plan?
Is it 2 weeks? Is it 3 weeks? When is?
I think it's
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Before, so it would be, if we're gonna keep doing it on Thursdays, it would be the 11th.
Okay.
Thursday the 11th will be the Thursday before Money in the Bank, I believe.
Okay.
We may need to adjust that one for me.
Okay. We'll deal with that.
It'll be that week.
And True Yvonne in the chat asked if John Cena's match was against Jericho, and it was against JBL, which, once again, I like JBL as a wrestler, so I think that's another reason to watch this. Yes, John Bradshaw Layfield.
I thought he's always been a professional announcer.
No, he used to be one of the greatest champions of all time, actually. I'm sure if you asked him, he would tell you that.
Take the champion.
So, yeah, I guess we'll meet back in 2 weeks for... Hold on here, I got this. Money in the Bank. I don't want to spoil who's going to be... I don't want to spoil who's going to be the champion, but someone already has the briefcase. That's right! I'm the champ! What's up, Seth Rollins? I'm cashing it in! Triple threat match.
Right now? Don't do it right now.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I guess I should wait. All right, never mind. I take that back.
He won't expect it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could be like John Cena. He cashed it in on CM Punk with a week's notice.
On Raw 1000.
That's right. So yeah, this was fun. I think I like this idea. Yeah, let's keep doing it. So if you are liking this, I got bad news for you. We usually just stream video games on this channel. So, but yeah, we the three of us will stream stuff, not always together, and other people as well. So if you do like this and you also happen to like video games, you're in luck. You can watch them here on twitch.tv/streamfriends. And in fact, tomorrow we have at 3 p.m. Eastern, we have Dre streaming Baldur's Gate 2. And then at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, or Pacific, we have Nick streaming The Stranger. So yeah, if you like that, if you like video games, check us out, twitch.tv/streamfriends. If you don't always have the time to watch live, you can go to streamfriends.tv, where this will be uploaded as a video cast, and then I think in the description I'm going to put an MP3 version as well if you just want audio. So that should be up this Saturday because I want to have it the day before the pay-per-view, so keep an eye out for that. I mean, I guess if you're listening, you've already found it, so whatever. So yeah, thanks guys for being here. John, where can people find you on the internet?
You could find me on Twitter at John_Carson.
Cool. And maybe next episode, John might have a camera so you can see his awesome face and wrestling t-shirts.
No one wants that.
Phil, thanks for being here.
Of course.
Where can people find you on the internet?
I'm at twitter.com/pcoler, and I write about video games, sometimes other stuff, sometimes even wrestling.
Yeah.
At polygon.com.
Yeah, I think, I don't know about if you're kind of, you did that kind of WrestleMania article, pre-WrestleMania article. Is that something, is that going to be a thing?
No, I would like to do more writing about wrestling. It's just figuring out when and what to write about. The WrestleMania thing made sense just because it's basically, it's like I want to do more writing about wrestling, but I have to figure out, I have to pick the stuff that makes sense for our
the big four
before every NXT event.
I mean,
those are the big.
It's probably
four.
not a bad idea. Like, I probably should before the next NXT event.
I think that might be.
Yeah, I'll probably do something for SummerSlam. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
We've got a couple other people at Polygon who sometimes write about wrestling as well.
Nice. And people can find me on the internet at Dylan Hecht, DYLANHECHT, and I'll put all our stuff in the YouTube description as well and all that. But yeah, this was fun, and we'll see you in a couple weeks for Money in the Bank. It's gonna be great. Watch Judgment Day 2005. Watch EC3 versus Rockstar Spud. Be good to each other. We love you. Goodbye.